Yoruba, and French, which are 3 basic languages, gave me advantage over every other kid who was born in a typical rural community that has limited learning opportunities. So whenever I have time to spend with her, I have extra things to learn from her. So in my 4th year in the primary school, I had to sit for an exam called Common Entrance, which is an examination you need to take for you to proceed to the secondary school in Nigerian educational system. And out of over 1,000 who sat for the exam in the whole of Osun State, I came 3rd, which was exceptionally brilliant for someone like me who has not experienced the last 2 years of the primary school education. And then a teacher of mine came to the palace and said, the way this guy is brilliant, you should not allow him to proceed to the only secondary school that serves the 3 communities around here. So he proposed to my family to take me to the city. And that is the most significant moment of my life that defined who I am today. So I moved from a rural community with limited learning opportunity to an urban center that had access to different things that my other colleagues do not have. So I went to the secondary school, and after 6 years, I did an exam you do in Nigeria to go to the university. They call it Senior School Living Certificate Examination. And I had 8 distinctions out of 9. So I got numerous awards and 4 scholarships to go to the university. So I started. I do not need funds from anybody. I have enough money for me to go through university education. But in my 2nd year, I reflected. So this is me. I had a scholarship from Total, paying my tuition. I have another one from WAEC, giving me pocket money. I've got loads of money. I bought land, properties, and I was thinking, so you're here today. How about young people who do not have the same access that you had? So I got admission to study biochemistry because I had distinction in biology and chemistry. And at that moment, I felt I need to do something. So I started with the belief that I could change and present privilege and opportunity for every child, no matter who they are or where they are, but as long as they are denied access to an education, not just education, but quality education. And that was what gave birth to Aid for Rural Education Access Initiative. So in 2014, the initiative was born. And between 2014 and 2017, we have served over 6,000 students in 4 schools in 4 rural communities. So what do we do basically? Because I have a biochemical background, I studied biochemistry, I needed to go back to the drawing board to read, to study articles, meet people, ask questions, attend conferences and summits. I became an educational development practitioner on my own until recently when I got the UK's most prestigious Shielding Scholarship to study international education and development in the UK. So I learned about UNESCO model of quality education. My agitation was children in the rural community do not have the same access to qualitative education as their counterparts in the urban centers. So I wanted to bridge that gap. So there's a UNESCO model of quality education that have 5 different components: learners, learning environment, content, processes, and outcomes. And these 5 components are what we use as basis in designing our social intervention programs. So basically, we mobilize infrastructural and technical support for children in rural communities. So what we do, we conduct a needs assessment survey in communities and identify their needs. We are able to mark their learning outcomes to see how they are performing. Then we go back to people who are ready to help them. So in the process, we build libraries, we build laboratories. Alongside my colleague here, last year, Daniel, Area High partner with the World Youth Parliament and Youth for Sustainable Water and Sustainable Environment in Switzerland to build toilets and a water source for a school in a rural community in Nigeria. So this is the idea. We are not just saying that education should be provided. We are saying that quality education should be provided for every child, regardless of who they are or where they are born. Because we believe that when they have access to that quality education, we give them 4 different things. 4 different things for them to be useful to themselves, in order for them to live to their fullest potential, to be beneficial to their family, to their immediate community, to their country, and to the global village at large. And what are these 5 things? The 4 things rather. Skills, values, knowledge, and attitude. So I'll end on this note. Everybody has got something to do to contribute to make the world a better change. And that is why in Nigeria they call me land shaper, because I have this popular saying that shaping the world into a better place to live is our collective responsibility. And everyone, I mean every individual, has got something to do to make the world a better place. So in this journey, 3 things has helped me, and I believe we can also benefit from those 3 things. The first thing is volunteers. Not everybody has got the fortitude, the strength, the mental capacity, or the emotional stability to start an NGO, a social enterprise, or a business enterprise. But because everybody has got something to do, you can embrace people around you who have expressed interest to do something. So I've leveraged so much on the power of volunteers, and they are the most amazing set of individuals. In case they're watching, I just want to say a very big thank you for volunteers who have helped Area High and volunteers who have been involved in your different social projects across the world. The other thing is social media. The difference between Changemakers in the past and Changemakers currently is what we are capable of doing with the power of social media. Far back in Nigeria, I've raised over 2 million naira using social media, predominantly Twitter. And that is to show you, thank you, and that is to show you the strength of what 140 characters can do, especially in pulling off positive change. And the very last thing will be self. So who are you? What do you seek to do? A lot of time people have asked me, you look so comfortable. So why do you need to go into rural communities to do stuffs, to get into, have pictures of myself painting a wall without even learning how to be a painter? But because I need to do this, because I need to stand up. And thanks to Soraya, your word is what will see me off the stage. I have learned over time, never to speak down on my accomplishment, because through what I have achieved, what I'm achieving, and what I'm going to achieve, every young child out there has got to believe that they can live life to the fullest. Thank you.